This is the Pecron Solar Generator E3600LFP. It's a pretty hefty unit, all black with solid, chunky handles. Definitely not something you're going to toss into your backpack, but it looks every bit as robust as you'd hope for a high-capacity power station. The overall size is manageable, and even though it weighs in at almost 80 pounds, the build feels really sturdy, so you know it can handle being put to work either in the house or outdoors. I've been spending the last week testing it out, running it through everyday scenarios, and I have to say, this is one of those products that made me shift my expectations pretty quickly. When I first unboxed the E3600LFP, I was a bit concerned about the weight and whether it would be practical for something like car camping or RV trips. I usually look for portable gear that doesn't break my back, but after seeing everything Pecron packed into this, I understood what that weight actually brings: pure power. This thing is basically a giant battery filled with energy, and it's designed for people who want to keep pretty much anything running, anytime, anywhere. The handles help, but I definitely recommend a second person to help move it if you're setting up in a new place. Let's talk about some key features that really stood out to me. The E3600LFP's headline spec is its massive 3072Wh LiFePO4 battery. Just to break that down simply, a watt-hour is a way to measure how much energy you're storing. And with over 3,000 watt-hours, you can run big appliances, think fridge, AC unit, microwave, for several hours at a time. It delivers a solid 3,600 watts of continuous output, so you're not limited to charging gadgets. Instead, you can actually power real home essentials during an outage, or if you're off the grid. Fast charging is another thing I paid attention to. Normally, big portable batteries take forever to fill up, but this unit can take in up to 3,200 watts from AC power, fully charging in just over an hour. I found that really helpful because you don't always have a full day to sit around and wait. If you add the optional solar panels, the E3600LFP accepts up to 2,400 watts from solar, which means you could recharge entirely from solar in a couple hours if you get good sunlight. In my tests, using the 4 included 300-watt solar panels on a sunny morning, I was pushing over 1,000 watts into the battery. Even on a partly cloudy day, the panels were still able to keep the battery topped off while I ran a portable fridge and a few other devices. Now, for those who want something future-proof and expandable, this was another highlight for me. Pecron lets you add more battery packs, cascading up to a total capacity of 15,360 watt-hours. That's more than enough for long blackouts or extended road trips. The stacking is pretty flexible, and the connection cables are cleverly designed to fit in tight places, so you can add more juice without a spaghetti mess of wires overtaking your space. One thing that made using it straightforward was the touchscreen interface. Even if you're new to these power stations, the screen is simple to follow and gives you live info about what's going in and out, so you can see when the battery is filling up or how many amps you're pulling. That's a big deal if you want a clear sense of what's happening, especially if you're troubleshooting or just making sure you have enough power for the stuff you care about. There's also an app that connects with Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, which worked well for me. I could see battery status and adjust settings from inside the RV while the unit was outside, keeping an eye on everything without running back and forth. The E3600LFP includes 16 outputs, covering all the basics: AC sockets, car outlet, USB ports, including 2 100-watt USB-Cs for power-hungry laptops, and wireless charging pads for your phone. That covers just about everything. I was able to charge my laptop, phone, camera, and run a fan all at once with juice left over. It's perfect for camping trips or even as a backup at home if you need to keep the essentials like lights and modem working during a blackout. Most people worry about battery life. After all, these big units aren't cheap. I'm happy to say that Pecron uses LiFePO4 cells, which are known for long life and safety. They're rated for thousands of cycles before the battery loses most of its capacity, so you can use this unit regularly without stressing about wearing it out after one stormy season or a couple of camping trips. In my experience, the battery stayed cool even after charging and discharging multiple times. The cooling fans are surprisingly quiet, something I didn't expect given the power this thing churns out. Setup was less intimidating than I thought. Pecron packs all the needed cables and even labels them clearly. The accessory pouch kept cords, the screwdriver, and adapters in one place. Small detail, but it prevented that "where'd I put that charger" moment. Hooking up the solar panels was mostly plug and play, and there's a neat parallel cable if you want to bump up your solar input. For anyone who's ever struggled with the chaos of too many wires, you'll appreciate the attention to design here. That said, there were a couple things that made me pause. Weight is definitely the biggest challenge. If you're not planning to install it in a semi-permanent spot, like a van or your garage, moving it around a lot can get old fast. There are no wheels, so I ended up using a cart to move the E3600LFP when I was shifting it from the house to my car. Also, when I was adding on extra batteries and hooking up solar, the cable situation did start to look messy. It's manageable, but if you want a clean look, there's a bit of work involved to keep things organized. Customer service is something I always keep an eye on with newer brands. I haven't had any major issues, but I've read that some users experienced slow replies from support when they needed help. For most people, this isn't a deal breaker, but it's something to consider if you want responsive backup, especially for a product at this price point. One small thing. This station doesn't have a built-in light. It sounds minor, but when the power is out at night or you're setting up in the dark, having a little built-in light actually makes a big difference. I ended up using my phone's flashlight when plugging things in outdoors. In terms of looks, the Pecron E3600LFP feels tough and reliable. It's not a flashy gadget, it's made to work hard and last. The handles are comfortable, the outputs are all easy to reach, and there's plenty of info on the screen so you know exactly what's happening. I didn't expect to use the touchscreen much, but it came in surprisingly handy when double-checking my input and output numbers. Performance-wise, from my experience, this unit does exactly what Pecron advertises. I ran 2 AC units in my RV, microwaved food, kept the fridge cold, and charged all my small devices, all without a struggle or voltage drop. The pure sine wave inverter means everything runs smoothly. No annoying buzzing or weird power issues that sometimes crop up with cheaper stations. When I tested the pass-through mode with a gas generator, the E3600LFP managed it easily, charging at the same time as it powered my devices, and that versatility is a huge bonus for me. If you're still wondering if this is overkill for casual camping, here's my take. If all you want is to charge your phone and occasionally run a light, this might be more power than you actually need. But for anyone serious about backup power, especially if you have a family, work from home, or just want peace of mind knowing you can run anything from a CPAP to an electric cooker, then this unit is going to be worth the investment. I'd recommend this for folks who want a reliable, beefy power solution, whether it's for home backup or adventures far from the grid. In conclusion, the Pecron Solar Generator E3600LFP is a powerhouse, backed by real capacity and smart, useful features. It's perfect for home emergency backup, RV road trips, big outdoor gatherings, and even off-grid living if you expand it up. The weight and price are worth it when you factor in the versatility, expansion, and safety of the battery technology. I'm glad I gave it a shot. My worries about bulk were put to rest once I saw just how much energy and convenience I got out of it. If you found this quick review helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below, sharing your experience, questions, or anything else you want to talk about. Thank you for watching.